Good morning. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. Thank God for another day. And I thank you to the NTA for having me on panel this morning. And excited to get started. Today's session, I'll be speaking on the topic of digital entrepreneurship. And as mentioned before, my name is Jenelle Ross-Mc Intyre, and I am the Regional Accreditation Consultant for ICDL, which is the International Computer Driver's License. It's a digital skills benchmark globally. And our remit is basically looking at the development, the global development of digital skills and literacy, particularly within the areas of TVET and entrepreneurship. So today we're just going to explore a bit the potentials of digital entrepreneurship. We're going to look at what it is. We're going to consider the changing climate, socio-economic climate that we're currently facing with COVID, etc., and the significance of this pandemic, specifically on SMEs, and how digital entrepreneurship can give an avenue of support or opportunity to move forward in business, looking at how the spheres of business are changing from physical, traditional business to more digital engagement business format. So let's consider the concept of digital entrepreneurship. What exactly is digital entrepreneurship? So digital entrepreneurship is a concept that is still being debated. It's quite new, and currently it's still very early days around terming or coining the phrase. But ultimately, it is looking at doing business online, doing business using digital tools, digital resources to promote traditional business opportunities. However, the key thing that we need to consider, and we're going to look at this morning, around digital entrepreneurship would be the questions about data, and how do we use data, how do we access data, how do we use it to our advantage as an entrepreneur online on a digital platform. The craft of business itself, looking at what are the types of businesses we can engage digitally, how can we improve the business ideas and test the theory of that idea, whether it would work on a digital platform. And looking at revenue sources, how can we monetize these ideas using the support of digital technology? What does it mean geographically for business, looking at the expansion of business from a local, regional, and now a global opportunity that is posed with the support of digital technologies? And finally, how do we educate ourselves and gain the skills and knowledge to actually take advantage of these opportunities? So that would be what we're going to focus on today, and what we're going to explore. Okay, so at this point in time, digital entrepreneurship proposes a new perspective on business. And it's basically us looking at traditional business forums versus technology and new ways of engaging customers, engaging investors, engaging opportunities through the use of technology. On a practical level, digital entrepreneurship opens up possibilities to everyone. It doesn't matter the stage at which you're at in terms of trying to access business opportunities, whether you just got an idea, whether you started to explore the idea in terms of its possibilities to produce revenue, whether you've got your business registered and you've started trading on a small scale, on a large scale, or you're already established in business. Digital entrepreneurship gives access points to every level. Okay? And through these access points, again, at whatever level you may have, it allows you a greater opportunity to engage customers. You can engage customers, new customers, current customers, prospective customers. You have that ability through technology and digital platforms to directly engage with your potential customers. It allows you to gain feedback. It allows you to put forward your ideas and have that direct engagement to further develop your ideas or adjust your product or service to meet the specific needs of your target market. It also allows you to establish your brand, your presence, your products, your services. So it gives you a wide scope to access information, to, again, through customer engagement, be able to get the feedback, get the resources or the skills to develop your products and your brands and to heighten the reach and scope of your product and service. It allows flexibility and options in terms of being able to collect or revenue or to monetize your products and services, both on a local and international platform. So we're going to look at that a bit more, thinking about e-commerce platforms and being able to collect finances either online or also during traditional means. Product service delivery options. So it allows you to look at traditional opportunities that normally you may not think would be able to work on a digital platform, such as, say, agriculture or traditionally tech-booked areas, cosmetology, fashion, automotives. You think, okay, I need to go to a mechanic, I need to have him look at my car, I need to be physically there to engage this service. The digital platforms allows for you to be able to express the details of your product or service as an entrepreneur, be able to get your customers to identify this is a service that I need, this is a service that I want. They should be able to access the basic information around that service and express their interest to engage. So whether it is communicating to you, I'd like to book an appointment, or saying to you that I would like to now find out more of your service, I would like you to come to me, or I will come to you, and get it to a point where you can now follow through on the physical element. And this is very important considering the social climate at this point in time with COVID-19 and the restrictions on social gatherings and meetings. It is important for us to be able to manage effectively the flow of our customer engagement on a physical level, and also ensure that we don't reduce business opportunities in this time, because it's also a financially trying time, but use the digital tools available to change the way in which we would normally do business. So it's a new look on business as usual. Okay, so being able to be a lot more structured in our approach and our attitude towards customer engagement and how we how we fine-tune our business processes. And this could all be done through digital platforms and digital media. So in the current landscape of digital entrepreneurship, we've seen over the past 5 years a boom of different businesses that have taken traditional services and made them digital and done so successfully. We've seen well-known companies such as Netflix that has taken the idea of film and going to the cinema to feature movies and personalized it and made a hugely successful business out of digitizing that service. So we see the success of this business, especially during COVID, where you've seen companies such as Disney, instead of taking losses at the box office, also follow suit with the Netflix model and adjusted to have a platform, a digital platform, to premiere their movies and their films. And this is a perfect example of the shift from business as normal to digitized business. We see Uber, which was a big boom in terms of taxi and courier servicing. That has picked up in Trinidad, and we've got a few local links of it, with just a few examples. And it shows that this is not just a big global idea or something that is external and not applicable to a local climate. These are things that could be done locally and with any business idea. We look at agriculture, it's fresh. So looking at agricultural produce and being able to deliver it directly to the customer. We're worried about going to the groceries, the market, the crowding. These are issues in terms of our current social climate. So again, through the use of technology, we are now able to engage the customer, identify the need, and provide a direct solution to their need or problem. Okay, malls were closed for a very long time. Online shopping is at its highest, and we think about the bigger stores when you think of online shopping. But if you look at platforms such as Instagram and Facebook, they have really adjusted their access to include low-tech and individuals that may not necessarily have the needs to develop their own site, have their own e-commerce platform, but be able to just, again, communicate the product that they've got available, identify with the customers that need or would desire those products, and be able to connect and complete the transaction. Okay, and digital entrepreneurship is that simple. Using technology to solve a problem, communicate a need, and communicate a solution. It's down to those fundamentals. We've seen the rise of online malls. So with shops closed, people considering closing down their stores because of rents, etc. The internet provides a landscape that allows for you to virtually continue your business as a store owner. And we see the rise of opportunities where people now have online malls offering the service to push your product, manage your product online through an online mall. So it's again shifting the mindset from physical to virtual. Food delivery, again, not something very new, but something that we've had to, with COVID, pick up and actually implement locally, right? And again, it's you have varying levels. You may have the finance and access to be able to do a Hello Food, or you may simply have a WhatsApp number You've got a restaurant, you've got a car, you're willing to make your meals, push out your menus on WhatsApp, status posting on Facebook, and someone contacts you, I'd like to order XYZ, great, I can deliver it to you at this cost or at this time. And we continue business. So looking at whatever access point you're currently at and entering the market at that point, there are tools available to support that shift. So we're going to look now at some of the tools available. So at this point, we have WhatsApp being your lowest entry point. Well, your lowest entry point would be your telephone and your normal text messages. But as it relates to digital technology, I think WhatsApp, it's a free option. It allows you to access digital communications via pictures, videos, being able to put forward a great graphical representation of your business, allow you to speak, to engage via video or a telephone call, all on a free platform and all low tech. So you don't have to have an IT degree to do that. And this is something I think a lot of us are familiar with, but on a personal level. And that is another element that we need to consider, that a lot of the digital tools that would be suited to help forward our entrepreneurial ambitions are tools that we use every day. They are social tools, tools that we use for recreation, tools that we see as entertainment. These are also tools that are fundamental for business success. And WhatsApp have now identified this level and segmented and created a differentiation with, you have your WhatsApp personal or WhatsApp for business. So they have perfected their craft to the point where they can identify your usage to see, well, okay, this looks like more business activity, and suggest to you to change it to WhatsApp for business. Now, in switching from WhatsApp to business to WhatsApp personal, it affords you a lot more tools and supportive resources as an entrepreneur to push your business forward. You can now not just have contacts, but you can categorize, label your customers. You could map the process of your customer engagement, label to say, well, this is a new customer, this is a customer that has just placed an order, the order has been fulfilled. You can create your groups for distribution and promotion. You can outline the scope of your business, have a mini site, so to speak, just in terms of your settings and your description of your business. You can outline your products, all your services, all your brochures. You can upload it and have it on WhatsApp. And this is like a mini website, so to speak. So I am sure at its basic access points, we have never considered this. Something such as status. We use our status to say, hi, this is what I'm doing. No, this is what's going on with my business today. Those who are doing food, those who are doing carpentry, those who are doing welding. I'm doing this for this customer. This is how I've built these windows. You put it on your status and it goes to everyone in your contacts. And it is not intrusive in the sense that it is a choice for the customer or your contact to look at your status. So it's not you pushing and being intrusive and being an annoyance, which is another element we need to consider with digital technology, how we manage the ethics of managing data and how we communicate. But it allows for you to control your flow of communication, what is put out there about your business, about your opportunity, and also to manage the communication of those coming in. All right. As your business grows, you can take it to another level. You can look at social media, Facebook. We all know Facebook and Instagram, posting on a day-to-day. Instagram, it's more visual, so all the fashion industries, the cosmetology entrepreneurs, the hairdressers, the beauticians, etc. Instagram is your platform for your business. It allows the customer to connect with the visual. It allows you to connect with what you're actually doing, seeing your process, seeing the end result. There is also the element of live. So you can do a live of completing a customer's look, or a live of cooking a specific dish or preparing a specific meal, a live of fixing, if you're a mechanic and notice there's a lot of customers coming in with a specific problem, you can do a live of showing, okay, this is how I've addressed this problem. You know, if you've got a Honda Civic, whatever, this is how we address it. If you have that problem, you know, you can come and see us. So it allows you to connect on a personal level, share and have a conversation with your customers or potential customers on a larger scale. And it is important to understand that these are global platforms. So once you put it up there, it's not just the local person that you interact with, the person around the corner, the person in Trinidad and Tobago. It is a global platform. So it opens up the scope of your business to be successful on a global scale. And again, even though it has all these potentials, the entry point is still medium skill. So again, you don't need to have a degree to use Facebook and Instagram. You know, it is some things that you engage, the things that you would do on a day-to-day, it still allows you to do that, but for your business. Okay, so another thing we need to consider with these three platforms is that they're all owned by the same company. So integration is a big thing for digital entrepreneurship. You must, that is your best friend, okay, because it allows you synergies in terms of your communication, especially when you're putting messages out there. You think, oh, well, I've got to manage all these different platforms. You post to Instagram, and you could also have the option for it to automatically be posted to Facebook. You post to your WhatsApp status. It asks you if you wanted to go on your Facebook status, which also shows on your Instagram status. So you get a 3-for-1 deal. All right. And these are simple things that we're not aware of, but it is opportunities that are fundamental, especially at entry levels of entrepreneurship. No matter what the idea is that you're looking to put out there, you can start. Now, Facebook has a Facebook page. And one of the things that we need to consider, again, touching on the point of public versus private spheres, it is important to separate the two, especially if you're going into business. It is very important, it's crucial. And we'll have people, you find that on Facebook, you might be using your profile to promote your business. However, I think you would find more value in creating a page. Again, the features that are afforded are completely different. If you're a spa owner or a masseuse or a trainer and you want to book appointments, it gives you the opportunity to have that facility, you know, whereas you may think, oh, well, I have to get a website and do an app and pay for this app to be able to book my appointments. It's a feature that is included in Facebook. And again, there's synchronicity, so it flows through your different platforms, right? Instagram, you can also identify your Instagram profile as a business profile. This allows you to advertise, right? So advertising on these platforms are very inexpensive. They may be inaccessible in some elements if you don't have access to a credit card or a bank card that would allow for that facility. So that is another element that we need to consider in terms of access. However, it allows you, again, direct engagement with your target groups. And for any business, that is the ultimate goal. Find who has the problem and let them know you have the solution. Okay. At the top end of the access cycle would be websites and apps. Okay, so everybody has an app these days. And before you think apps are so, unattainable and expensive, but there are loads of platforms available that offer you white label app development, depending on your industry, depending on your service or product, that you can, again, brand and allow for the technical elements or what you lack in the technical elements to not be a restriction to your progress. The same with websites. Website development, you can find a developer and have it customized if you've got the funds to do so, but there are also a lot of platforms that offer web ready packaged or ready structured websites that you can simply cut and paste and to suit your particular need. These elements may be more high skill, more high cost access. However, they give you multi-level control, which is ultimate. So again, looking at the integrations of social media platforms onto your website, it allows you to synchronize all your flow of communication and have everything come into one place. But on this side, what I would like to emphasize is that if you're an individual who is thinking about a business, or you're in business, you're a tradesperson, and you're thinking, okay, well, I've got this skill, I can create cupboards, I can fix cars. These platforms allow you to communicate directly. This is my skill, this is what I'm able to do, and this is how you can contact me so I can help you with your need. Now, with all the wonders that these platforms offer, access also has a flip side in terms of the digital divide. And this technology is great, but if you can't access this technology, then it makes no sense. So it is important that the powers that be within the TVET community, within the government, non-government, and lobbying institutions, that we take the time to put policies and we look at the core elements that contribute to the digital divides, and make sure that we could address some of the issues such as affordability, finances, and cost to access. This could be the cost to access to internet connections, the cost of access to technology, phones, laptops, etc. Cost of access to education, to being able to upskill yourself to that point. These are some of the things that we need to look at, and also lobby and have policies that address these access points and ensure that at the lowest level it can be achieved. On the topic of financial access, online financial transactions and e-commerce is something that locally still has to be finalized, and a lot more options be available. There are options such as repay, etc., that help with the facilitations, and there are a lot of banks now that are developing and making progress in this area, but there's still a large proportion of the population that simply don't have access to things like a credit card, which is fundamental to even do a simple transaction. So things like unbanked transactions and these elements, we need to consider what is being done locally to improve that access, to allow for digital commerce. and digital entrepreneurship to flourish in its best sense. Skills is a core element. Again, you can't access if you don't have the knowledge, if you're unaware of how to even, maneuver using your smartphone, and a lot of these platforms, they do have, self-help guides and videos and guidance, but to be honest, we don't watch them and we're not interested in watching them, so our culture is someone teach me, show me, this is how to do it. So we need to have programs in place that would address, how we culturally learn and access support and guidance. We need to ensure that every element of tech work training has an IT component that would allow understanding of how to maneuver basic technology, to record information, to communicate online, to use email technology, to be able to collaborate online. Online collaboration is a huge thing right now, and this does include the Facebook Lives or the WhatsApp calls, but also you have the Google platforms, the Microsoft 365 platforms that allow things like this e-convention to happen today, for individuals to collaborate online, share information online, minus the physical engagement. And that is very important. So ensuring that from a business perspective or an entrepreneurial perspective, as these skills are being taught on our tech work programs, that we include the element of digital skills to ensure that they can now access the opportunities and the entrepreneurial possibilities of that skill that they're learning. It's very important. Policy. It is important for us to now consider things like cybersecurity, data protection is a huge thing, how we manage individuals' data, how you manage the flow of that data is a responsibility. Once you engage in these platforms, you collect it, you would collect customers' information. How would you now treat with that? How would you protect that? How would you safeguard? How would we safeguard against fraud and while doing online commerce, e-commerce? The policies need to be in place for the protection as the landscape evolves around digital entrepreneurship. ICT standards, again, through education and infrastructural development. These are all elements that we need to consider in moving forward. Now, one of the things that is important, especially as it relates to education, is our perception of what we know and what we don't know. At ICDL, one of our key support services is to look at countries and do what we call a perception and reality survey. And we've done this in quite a number of countries around the world. And this is just an example of what we would have done in Denmark and Germany. And it's basically a public survey looking at what you think you know or what you think you're capable of doing using digital technology and what is actual. And in most cases, our perception, our self-assessment of what we can do, oh yes, it's easy, I know how to do that, it's completely different to what we can actually do. And entrepreneurship is not just starting the business. When you're in the business, you'd also need to hire people. You now become a job creator. So as a job creator, you now start to think about productivity, effectiveness of your employees in terms of getting the job done, keeping your customers satisfied, getting the ball rolling. And if you're in the digital realm, time is of essence. How you do something and the time it takes to do it equates into productivity, equates into money. So someone's perception of what they can do and the reality of what they can't do is crucial to business success. So this is something that we think we need to look at in terms of our local sphere. What is the perception of digital skills at this current time in Trinidad and Tobago, and what is the reality of digital skills as it relates to the economy, as it relates to business, as it relates to work and professionalism as a whole. Now, ICDL, as I said, we're the global benchmark for digital skills development, specifically in the area of business. We offer a range of programs that would address the gaps in skills as it relates to workforce professional development in the area of digital entrepreneurship. And these programs look at accessing technology. So at the lowest point, how do you access technology? How do you use it to your benefit? Collaboration, how do you collaborate with your customers, with your colleagues to move your business forward? And ultimately, how do you now promote, market, sell online effectively, understanding the technology and using it to your advantage? These would be the areas in which our programs would address and would guide and certify. Now, in Trinidad and Tobago, our certification is offered by EduWeb College, who is our super center at this point in time. And they are the ones who, if you're interested, you can contact to find out more about ICDL locally and how it can support you on your journey to entrepreneurship and having better access to the plethora of resources, digital resources that are available to support in your entrepreneurial journey. Okay, so at this point, I would like to thank you very much for the opportunity to share my thoughts on the topic of digital entrepreneurship. It has been an honor. I hope that I have communicated and shared some valuable information, some thought-provoking points that would help you to get the ball rolling on your business journey. And again, it has been a pleasure and a much appreciation. Thank you very much.